student, this mystery, why the footprints were forming without any person, without the feet, the explanation of this mystery was quite a simple one. The bewildered boys had been following a scientist who had just discovered how to make a human body transparent. So now actually why the footprints were forming without any feet, and those two was who were actually following those footprints, they were bewildered means confused shockingly. So they were shockingly confused, and for the and the reason for them to be so is actually that it's because of a scientist who had just discovered something, who had just discovered a pills or medicine. By taking that, he has able to make his human body transparent. You understand what the transparent is. When something becomes transparent, it means that you can see through it. आप उसके आर पार देख सकते हैं. So that scientist actually discovered a way, discovered a medicine by of making him invisible, of making his body transparent. Scientifically to say, is it possible that a human body can become transparent? It's a quite, and if it becomes transparent also, suppose take the example of transparent things such as glasses, and glasses are actually transparent objects, but still you can see that this is the glass and I am seeing through the glass. So if his body would have become transparent object, then also you could have feel that this is an object moving, but through this object we are able to see also. But that's not the case here. He was completely invisible. His shape was also not visible. Only the clothes that he was wearing, and as he got stuck in mud, the muddy footprints can also be formed on the ground when he walks. This was the thing. And actually, students, what is the name of the scientist who discovered such system, pills, medicine? Actually, his name was Griffin. Griffin was the scientist who had carried out experiment after experiment to prove that the human body could become invisible. It was the scientist Griffin who actually did so many experiments to ultimately prove that a human body can become transparent. Slightly surprising, to say, but Griffin did so, and how he able to do so, you would get to read as you would read in the story, but you can get to know more about this when you will read the full novel, The Invisible Man Robert, written by H.G. Wells. When you read the full novel, then you will get in detail of that. The summary of the story is that then the scientist whose name is Griffin, he was an in-depth person, and from the very beginning he was a grey character person. He is almost criminal minded. He actually took money from many persons, but he did not return them, and he actually did not give the money to his landlord also, and his landlord was actually troubles him for asking his rent many times. So one day, and just for escaping from his money lenders, he actually decided to make himself invisible, and that is why he did so many experiments. And one day he succeeded in that, and when he succeeded, he just set the house on fire in which he was living, the landlord's house, and then he just ran away from there. And he actually ultimately saves all of his money that he was in debt of.